Negative K, nothing further, just Kitty Candy on the corner. 39 Winwood Avenue, here Mr. Lumpkin. 837-820-584. See what the problem is.
Welcome to Ask Edmonds Cop. I'm Teresa Whipple and Sergeant Damian Smith. We are going to talk today about criminals, but in a different sort of way.
Yes, absolutely. So did you want to lead this segment off, or you want me to?
I think we'll just keep going, and in the spirit of Sergeant Holly, we'll just keep on going with this. We're not gonna edit. So here's the plan. You know, you and I had talked about having a possible criminal to show people, as we used to do with Sergeant Holly, where people would get a chance to see someone who had committed a crime and might help police find that person. And you had somebody in mind as of yesterday, and darn it,
our citizens, our wonderful citizens of Edmonds ruined it for me. They ruined my day, but they actually made our officers' day and several other citizens' days. So yeah, absolutely. You know, with the prevalence of video security, more and more homes have that, and more crimes are captured. You know, it sometimes doesn't always result in an arrest, because unfortunately, you know, a lot of times we don't know who these people are. But in this particular circumstance, as I understand it, and I'm sure one of your viewers might correct me, but with regards to this, certain individual was captured on some video surveillance with regards to property crimes around vehicles and residences here in Edmonds. But the image or video had been broadcast via one of the social media subgroups. And yesterday, as I was getting ready to prepare for this, I had heard the radio chatter. Several of our citizens who had actually observed that information called 911. So they absolutely did the right thing. They saw the person they believed was a match, and they called 911. And then they kept eyes on the person, to include one person following the suspect. So there was a good result. We did end up with one person in custody that was booked into the Snohomish County Jail, and that person is now going to be under investigation for some potential other related crimes in the area. But although I don't get to say who is this person, somebody can call me. The reality is, it's also a good example of how our citizens help us solve crimes, and it's a good couple of other reminders with regards to safety. So first of all, most good cases never result from a cop going around knocking on every door and have you seen this or that. The reality is, citizens are our nexus to solving crimes. We rely on them to report crimes. We rely on them to call when there's suspicious people. But one of the things I always have to caution on is that when we see something, you know, we want to say something, we want to call 911 and report that if it's occurring in our presence, but safety. Right. So sometimes it can be a little bit of a downside, but when information is just posted on social media instead of reported to the police department, now we have a lot of people looking for somebody that the police is not looking for either. So when that 911 call comes up, we're kind of a little Scooby-Doo look, and we're trying to figure out, well, why am I supposed to go contact this person as people are all pointing their fingers at somebody? So it's very important that, you know, social media is a great tool, but if a homeowner or resident is going to utilize that for something they've captured on their system, that they also report that to us, so we know, so our patrol officers know. That can be reported online, or also via the non-emergency number at 425-407-3999. Or calling 911 if it's occurring in their presence. Because you got to remember, when you see that criminal, a lot of times they have nothing to lose. So we ask, if you see that person, you're an excellent witness. You know, do your best to describe what they look like, where they're going, where they were last seen, vehicle license plate, etc. But the last thing we want is, you know, for a criminal to potentially be cornered or see that they're being followed by somebody and then turn their aggression or attention onto that good Samaritan that's just trying to be a good witness. Again, sometimes they have nothing to lose.
Right. And I think it's a good reminder for folks. And social media is a great tool for learning about things, as you say, but people really do need to take the next step and let police know, because I've seen it too. I've even seen it on Twitter where people will report crimes on Twitter to you guys, and the response is always call 911 or call, the non-emergency number, because you need to have a report. You need to have some official contact to be able to make sure that you get all the details and you know what's going on. So good reminder. Thank you so much for that.
Yes, absolutely. A lot of times people feel like they're bothering us. They, especially here within the city of Edmonds, our citizens, in my humble opinion, working for the Edmonds Police Department, we are blessed to have a great police department with a great culture, and you're not bothering us. Even though when you call 911, sometimes the questions to the 911 call taker might be frustrating. But a lot of times when we're calling 911, and that includes myself, we're calling from an emotional base. We just saw something just happened to us, and those questions can be frustrating. Get the police here now in a hurry is not a good response. We just be as patient as you can, ask the question, answer the questions to your best ability. Because again, the person you're talking to is actually not the one our officers talk to. That then gets handed off to a dispatcher that then relays that information to us. So get the best information you can, call 911, and keep it succinct and with a good description. What do they look like? Vehicle, license plate, and get us en route.
Sounds great. Okay, well, thank you. And again, we'll provide phone number, website addresses for people so that they can be reminded of how to contact you. And thank you for taking the time. And we will come back another time soon with more questions for Sergeant Smith. And if you have any questions, I'll also put the email address up for people who want to submit questions to ask you. So thanks again for taking the time, and we'll be back soon with another episode.
Yes, thank you. Have a great day.
Thanks.